The US-Canada border, a symbol of peace and friendship, has long been one of the most open and least militarized in the world, facilitating the free flow of people and goods. Recently, this tranquil boundary has become a hotspot of tension. Heightened security and longer wait times at crossings reflect the growing strain in US-Canada relations. Trade disputes, driven by President Trump's aggressive policies, have significantly strained relations. Tariffs on steel, aluminum, and disagreements over dairy and automotive industries have led to retaliatory measures from both sides. Trump's controversial remarks about Canada potentially becoming part of the US have sparked outrage in Canada and unease among Americans who value Canadian sovereignty. This suggestion has ignited strong reactions. Protests have erupted with people voicing their opposition. The idea of annexation is widely criticized as unrealistic and disrespectful. The situation has raised concerns for border communities which have thrived on close economic and social ties between the two countries. Businesses reliant on cross-border trade face uncertainty. Tariffs and potential economic measures have left many worried about their future, with empty storefronts becoming more common. Residents worry about the impact on their livelihoods. Many families have members who work or study across the border, and the increased tension has complicated daily life, threatening the seamless integration of these communities. In an unexpected move, President Trump has repeatedly floated the idea of Canada joining the United States as the 51st state. This proposition, met with a mixture of amusement and disbelief by Canadians, has further fueled tensions between the two countries. Canadian leaders, including Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, have categorically rejected the notion. They emphasize Canada's sovereignty and its distinct national identity. Public opinion polls in Canada reveal overwhelming opposition to the idea, with citizens expressing a strong desire to maintain their independence. The ongoing trade disputes, coupled with the potential for border closures, have cast a shadow over Alaska's economy. Businesses in the state, particularly those in border towns, are bracing for the impact of tariffs and reduced cross-border traffic. Tourism, a vital industry for Alaska, is facing uncertainty as potential visitors from Canada express hesitation about traveling to the US. The Alaskan seafood industry, heavily reliant on exports to Canada, is grappling with the possibility of tariffs disrupting their supply chains and hurting their bottom line. As the trade war drags on, Alaskans are making their voices heard, urging a swift resolution to the disputes. The community is coming together in various forms of protest, from fishermen holding banners to town hall meetings filled with concerned citizens. Their message is clear: the prolonged trade war is taking a toll on their livelihoods, and they need action now. Lawmakers from the state have expressed concerns about the economic impact of the tariffs and have called on the federal government to prioritize Alaska's interests in trade negotiations. In meetings and press conferences, Alaskan politicians are vocal about the need for a balanced approach that considers the unique economic landscape of the state. They argue that Alaska's economy, heavily reliant on fishing, oil, and tourism, is particularly vulnerable to the ongoing trade disputes. Local businesses, feeling the pinch of tariffs and reduced consumer spending, are seeking relief measures. Store owners are reporting empty shelves and dwindling customer numbers, a stark contrast to the bustling activity they once enjoyed. The tariffs have led to increased costs for imported goods, which in turn has forced businesses to raise prices, further driving away customers. The ripple effect is evident as the local economy slows down, affecting everyone from shop owners to their employees. They argue that the tariffs are hurting their bottom lines and putting jobs at risk. Small business owners are finding it increasingly difficult to stay afloat, with some having to make the tough decision to lay off employees or even close their doors permanently. The human cost of the trade war is becoming more apparent, as families face financial uncertainty and communities lose vital services and businesses that have been part of their fabric for years. The uncertainty surrounding the trade situation is making it challenging for businesses to plan for the future, leading to cautious investment and hiring decisions. Business executives are finding it difficult to commit to long-term plans when the economic landscape is so unpredictable. This cautious approach is stifling growth and innovation, as companies hold back on new projects and expansion plans. The overall sentiment is one of apprehension, with many hoping for a resolution that will bring stability and allow them to move forward with confidence. President Trump's suggestion of Canada joining the US as a state, while highly improbable, offers an opportunity to examine the historical process of statehood in America. Throughout its history, the US has expanded its territory and added new states to the Union, each with its own unique path. The process of becoming a US state is complex and often lengthy. It involves meeting specific criteria, such as having a sufficient population, drafting a state constitution, and demonstrating a commitment to democratic principles. Congressional approval is also required, making it a politically charged process. While President Trump's suggestion has sparked debate, experts agree that the likelihood of Canada becoming a US state is virtually non-existent. The political, legal, and cultural obstacles to such a union are significant and highly unlikely to be overcome. Canada's constitution does not provide a mechanism for the country to dissolve itself and join another nation. Furthermore, Canadians have a strong sense of national identity and pride in their country's unique history and values. The notion of abandoning their sovereignty and becoming part of the US holds little appeal for most Canadians. The recent events surrounding President Trump's pronouncements on Canada highlight the complex and often unpredictable nature of US-Canada relations. These statements have sparked debates and discussions on both sides of the border, bringing to light the intricate dynamics that define the relationship between these two neighboring nations. While the two countries share a long history of cooperation and friendship, differences in national interests and political priorities can lead to friction. The border, which stretches over 5,500 miles, is not just a physical divide, but also a symbol of the unique yet intertwined paths the two countries have taken over the centuries. The ongoing trade disputes in particular have tested the strength of the US-Canada relationship. Issues such as tariffs on steel and aluminum, dairy trade disagreements, and the renegotiation of trade agreements like NAFTA have created economic tensions. These disputes have significant implications for industries and workers in both countries, affecting everything from manufacturing to agriculture. However, despite these challenges, the two countries remain close allies and important economic partners. Their collaboration extends beyond trade, encompassing areas such as defense, environmental protection, and scientific research. Joint military exercises and intelligence sharing are just a few examples of their strategic partnership. They share common values, deep cultural ties, and a commitment to democratic principles. Cultural exchanges, tourism, and family ties further strengthen the bond between the people of the US and Canada. Festivals, sports events, and educational programs are just some of the ways in which the two nations celebrate their shared heritage and values. While disagreements and disputes are inevitable, the enduring bonds between the US and Canada suggest that they will continue to find ways to cooperate and navigate their differences. Diplomatic efforts, bilateral agreements, and continuous dialogue are essential in maintaining a healthy and productive relationship. As both countries face new global challenges, their ability to work together will be crucial in shaping a prosperous and stable future for the region.